Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Calling the Shots. We are your hosts, Kiki
and Sarah.
And I was just laughing and Sarah's waiting to know why. And it's because I've been trying to put a time. We don't have like a big clock in here.
Yeah.
Maybe that would solve all our problems.
It would. Like to have it counting down.
True.
Or even just a stopwatch.
So that's the thing. I've been trying to be better about like having a stopwatch running when we're recording, because sometimes we get talking and we could be here all day and I got no idea.
We really could chat for so long.
For real. So I just went to do a timer.
You did bring this up last week.
And it has been running. I did not stop it from the last time we recorded 2 weeks ago. It has been running for 359 hours, 37 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Oh my gosh, Kiki.
Literally.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Kiki.
gotta be so
bad for your battery.
Yeah. Good thing this is my burner phone. Just kidding. It's not my burner phone, but I do have two right now.
Yeah.
Because...
Is it like your work phone?
No.
Do you have a work phone?
No, that'd be cool. No, it's because my brother is serving a church mission and his phone, hello? Oh my gosh. His phone was newer than mine. And so when he left, my parents were like, yeah, just like put your SIM card in his phone. By the time he gets back, like he may want a new phone anyways. Yeah. And they're like, and you can sell yours because I like bought mine.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, I need to sell it. So it's been my podcast phone while the other phone records.
I'm dead. Honestly, it kind of works.
Honestly, it works great.
And like,
I am missing out on money, but...
That's true. But worst comes to worst, he comes back. At least he has a phone right away.
True.
You can give him back his phone or your phone.
At this point, we're halfway there. He comes back in a year. So...
Wow. It's already been that.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Time flies.
Yeah.
But anyways,
so funny.
I did start a new timer.
Good. I also started one.
Okay, cool. Because mine's like off because I had to read you how long. Yeah. Yeah.
Only a few seconds.
Only a few seconds, but that's fine. But we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks.
So long. Yeah. Literally.
Because you were in Florida.
I was in Florida. Yeah, it was super fun. I was more productive than I normally am when I go home, just because I go home and I like don't want to be an adult. And I just don't want to have to stress about anything. So I just go to the beach or to the pool and I lay out. I hang out with my family a lot.
No, it's funny how you go back to your family's house and you're like immediately a child again.
Yeah.
Maybe even worse than before.
Yes. 100%.
Because your parents love you like so much when they don't see you as much.
They appreciate the time with you. And my mom is such a mom that she just loves... I said mom a million times. She just loves to be a mom. And so she loves to like take care of, like have people to take care of. And I feel like your mom's probably very similar.
She is.
And so when I go home, she like wants to go shop, like take me shopping. Mm-hmm. She does my laundry. She's like, what do you want to eat? Is there anything I can make? Like, love good old Molly. Shout out to Molly.
Shout out to Molly. No, literally. My mom's the same. Yeah. We are very lucky that our moms are like that. My mom, lucky. Like, I'll start helping with dishes, and she's like, you're taking a break. You don't have to do dishes. And I'm like, I can do dishes. But, like, it's so... Now, maybe I shouldn't have said that. She's going to listen to this and next time be like, yeah, can you do the dishes?
Do the dishes. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, that is the best part about going home.
It's so nice.
But that's what's nice about going home when you don't live close to home.
Yes.
I have friends, and it's like the opposite. They live close to home, and their parents will text them like, hey, we're having a party. You need to come over and clean. And they're like, so I don't live there. That's not my mess.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I could not. Couldn't be me. I'd be like, nope.
I have gotten to the point now where like I like to go home, but I also after a while I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be like independent again.
Yeah.
Everything. My parents are pretty good about like not being like they're super chill. So it's not that big of a deal, but like I do like miss my cats and like my fiance didn't come with me this time. So like it was, and this is like the first time since we got engaged that like I had
separated.
Yeah. Hadn't seen him for a whole week. So, but it was good, but it was more productive. That's what I was getting to is lots of wedding planning and just like ironing out details. Cause like, I'm not going to be there until like the week before my wedding.
So just figuring
So just
everything
making
out.
sure like my mom has a good idea of like the vision I'm going for like decorations, ironing out like the timeline of things, invitations, because I did get my engagements back and
Yay.
they look so good. I was a little stressed because it was like such a whirlwind of a day.
You told us about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they turned out great, which makes me happy. I'm like, I will go through that again if it means having good engagements.
For real.
So yeah, so it was just kind of doing all of that, and I got to hang out with my niece and nephew a lot, which I never see them, and my niece is getting to that age where like she like remembers things and like remembers me, and I appreciate my mom and my sister have done a good job of like making sure she knows who I am. That sounds dumb, but like
no, it's so real. I'm so glad my family does that for me too.
And so like Auntie Sarah is like her best friend now, which is so funny. So yeah, it was super fun.
That's so fun. I just saw my niece too, and she
because you went to Tahoe.
I went to Lake Tahoe, which is like
fun.
Honestly just probably just so different than your trip because it was just chilling. Just vibing out the whole time. I went with my boyfriend, my best friend, and her boyfriend, and
fun.
It was so fun.
Wait, that's like love that for you guys.
I know, and it was fun because this is like one of my best friends that lives in Arizona. So I like hadn't seen literally hadn't seen her in a year. And I hadn't met her boyfriend yet. She hadn't met mine yet. So it was just like fun.
Do I know her? Did she go on her Tahoe trip?
She didn't go on her Tahoe trip, but you know Ashlyn.
Ashlyn,
they're roommates.
Okay, I was gonna say, isn't Ashlyn from Arizona?
Yes, they literally live together. Okay. So that, small world.
And they were roommates.
Vine, miss it.
Oh my
gosh. So it was literally so fun. And then afterwards, because my family lives like an hour from Tahoe, so I flew in to like the Bay Area where my boyfriend's at currently. We drove, hung out with my parents for a little bit, and then drove to Tahoe.
Had he met them before?
Yeah, he met them before. Yeah. And then on the way back, I stayed with them for like a day. And I also saw my nieces. Honestly, it was kind of crazy and hectic, but it was really fun. It was really fun. I won't get into all of it. It was so fun though. And I feel like it's just so fun. I love my nieces. One of them is just like about to turn 1. So she's like, oh my gosh, starting to be like more like,
have like a little more of her own personality.
Yes. You like kind of start to see more of who she is. And then my other niece is about to turn 3. And she's just like I watched her go swimming, and she's like jumping off the deep end with her floaties now, and I'm like so proud of her. So, it's just like you said, like, because truthfully, if you're not in the same state as like your nieces or nephews, they could forget you, but it's nice when your family like reminds them. Yeah. So like my mom's always like, anytime someone looks like me, she's like, it looks like Kiki. My niece literally calls one of her Barbies Kiki.
Love that.
Kiki.
I'm like, okay, I'll be a Barbie.
I know. I was like, let's go. So no, it was literally so fun. You know how Tahoe is. It's just like so chill. Yeah. So pretty. Went kayaking. We rented bikes. Ate lots of yummy food. So like fun. Just genuinely had the best time.
Yeah. My niece also, she's 3, and so it's just like,
it's such a fun
She is like, and she is such a firecracker. She just is so...
I feel like there's something about that age.
So much personality. It's crazy. But
I literally turned to my like almost 1-year-old niece, and I was like, you're such a pretty little princess. And the older niece turns to me and she goes, no, me. I was like, oh.
Oh, you are too?
I was like, you're a princess too.
And it's so funny because my nephew just turned 1.
This is like same age gap. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was clicking in my brain. And he's like the polar opposite. He is so chill, doesn't cry. Anyone can hold him. Like the happiest little guy. He's only like cries when he's like hungry or tired, basically. Yeah. But yes, it's just like polar opposites, which is honestly really good.
And I feel like that actually does happen a lot. Yeah. And it makes it like for a good balance almost. Yeah, for sure. You know? Yeah. Well, that's so fun. Yeah. So, wow. Good things.
So many updates.
I think those are our updates, honestly.
Yeah. Lots of traveling.
Lots of traveling. Happy times for us, but we will start with something sad from the sports world. We were all rooting for the U.S. women's national team to just win it all in the World Cup. And I will say, it wasn't looking too promising.
It was not.
And that did play out in the way that we thought it would because they got eliminated, and that's their earliest elimination in the World Cup ever.
Yeah, I have so many thoughts, and we don't need to get into all of my thoughts, but
tell me some of them.
So I woke up and I watched this game. Well,
was this the one at 1 a.m.?
It was at 3 a.m.
3 a.m.? Okay, I'm trying to remember them all.
So I set an alarm, but I didn't get out of bed. I stayed in bed and watched it on my computer, so I kept falling asleep.
Yeah.
And I would just wake up, look at the score, see if it was the same. It was the same. It was 0-0 the entire game. If you did not see it, they did 30 minutes of overtime and then went to PKs. And
PKs is penalty kicks. So if you don't score, you can tie in soccer unless it's like a knockout round. Like someone has to be eliminated to move on in a bracket style. Mm-hmm. So in that situation, you take 5 penalty kicks for each team. Yeah. And it's really intense because it's just whoever's kicking the ball and the goalie.
And it's 5 penalty kicks, but if like for any reason at some point you tie in the amount that you've scored, it keeps going till someone hits.
Yeah. So let's say you let's say both teams made 3. You would then play more than 5. Yeah. Let's say you missed 2, made 3, you'd have to keep going.
That happened in this one.
Yeah.
So both teams only scored 2 and then missed 3. And so I just have so many issues because 2 of the 3 misses from the U.S. were from veterans who have been playing this game for years. And, I get it. It's super difficult. The pressure's on, but the hype surrounding Megan Rapinoe going into this, World Cup was, a lot. And I get that pressure makes or breaks someone. And, unfortunately, it just looked like it kind of broke Megan Rapinoe.
Well, and the fact is, and, I'm not hating on her, the team, but the fact is she is older. She announced, this is her last World Cup.
Yes.
This is her last NWSL season. We talked about it. Yeah. Even. She announced that she's retiring. She's the one, if you don't watch soccer, she has, colorful hair. Just super, herself, outspoken.
Yes. She's done tons for the sport, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I was couple with Sue Bird. We talked about her in that way too. But
I was just so disappointed.
It's hard to see it in that
what made me even more. What made it to me I would be embarrassed if I was in her shoes is the fact that U.S. goalie Alyssa Nair.
Yeah.
One, she blocked a goal, which is also extremely difficult to do.
It's really hard.
And then made a PK, and she
made it as in she kicked the ball. You guys,
yeah. So she took a turn as shooting a penalty kick as a goalie,
yeah,
which is not something that they're known to do at all.
For perspective, this is the only time.
She is the first goalie, male or female, to ever score a penalty kick in a World Cup.
Yeah, so honestly, shout out to her.
And the fact that, your goalie can do it and you can't was, so frustrating to me.
Yeah. No, it was frustrating, and a lot of people had an issue with the fact that she laughed after.
Yes.
And I know it's one of those things, you know how you, laugh at yourself because
and it's, nervous.
It's nervous. It's, I laugh at myself if I,
get stressed.
I would laugh at myself if I fall down the stairs or something. I'd be I'm an idiot. I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah.
That was her type of reaction. But when everyone's so upset and you see her laugh, people were oh, and it's okay.
The severity of the situation and the fact that it was make or break and that was your reaction.
It just didn't sit well with a lot of people.
And it did not sit well with me, I will say that.
Yeah.
But
say it. Say it.
But yeah, I just was so frustrated and anyways, we don't have to get into any more of it, but it's sad. It's a sad final run for a few of the girls on that team, including Megan Rapinoe, one of the defenders, Dunn, I think is her last name.
I think so.
Is also, she was this will probably be, she didn't officially announce it, but she insinuated that this would probably be her last World Cup run. And so there's a few girls that this is not how you want to go out, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just sad.
I will say this. I mean this, I don't know. The thing about it is I think, like, it's hard going into a tournament being like, you're the best. At some point, you got to get kind of a reality check. And I do feel like that's a little bit what happened. I think that happens in life all the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it definitely, like, this World Cup has shown that, like, the world is catching up with the U.S., like, talent-wise. It's even been said coaching-wise. Like, you're really seeing countries step up and hiring the best of the best to coach, which this isn't my opinion, but it's been said that, like, the U.S. hasn't done that. They've, like, solely relied on the talent and the athleticism of their players. And this was a
first-year coach, and it was a lot. I also will say it is really good for the game of soccer.
Oh,
especially,
for sure.
I feel like women's soccer is really popular in the States. It's not across the world.
Yeah, and, like, the rights of women's isn't equal across the world. So.
And, like, there's teams, like, honestly, shout out to Jamaica. I know they, like,
Morocco.
but, like, Jamaica literally, they couldn't afford to, like, they weren't getting any money to go. They went to the World Cup by a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And, like,
set up by Bob Marley's sister.
Yes.
Shout out to her.
And they just got knocked out, but, like, they beat Brazil.
Yeah.
They made it to the they made it to the round of 16.
Yeah, which they scored their first World Cup goal ever, I think.
Yeah. And so, like, for teams and countries like that, as much as it sucks for the U.S., I love any time the game is elevated.
For sure.
And it is being elevated.
Yeah.
So I will say that.
So it is bittersweet.
It is. It's bitter for everyone like us.
Yeah.
But.
And I was rooting for Jamaica after reading that story.
Same.
Because I was like, this is just awesome that, like, she's, like, Bob Marley's sister. I don't know her name. I really should look it up.
I know.
Stepped up and, like, was like, hey, this is not okay. Because their funding for their team got cut twice. And they've been, like, training for, like, 11 years to make it to a World Cup. So the fact that they did it and made it to the round of 16 is a huge accomplishment for their country. So.
Yeah. And I love hearing stories like that or just there's plenty of other countries like that where they really are, like, getting their time to shine. Yeah. So shout out to all of them, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you have our support.
Yeah. And I'm kind of rooting for Spain. I watched their game against Switzerland, and they are just crazy talented. Like, if anyone... Yeah, I don't know. I just became a fan after watching that game.
I'm just trying to remember, like, everyone's still in it, because the problem is they do play so late.
Yeah.
And sometimes I,
miss it.
I, miss it. So I'm like, they played so late. I've been working all day.
Yeah.
I need to remember what was on my feed.
No, you're good. Also, it was crazy that again, like you said, this could have changed, but 4 of the top 10 teams have been eliminated. Like Brazil, Germany. Yeah. The US, I'm forgetting the last one. But it's crazy that, like, it just shows that, like we said, it's being elevated, like, everywhere else in the world is, like, finally catching up. And it makes it so much more entertaining. There's been so many more close games. It's been fun. So
it's been really fun.
I'm not saying you have to wake up in the middle of the night to watch a game, but, like, they replay them. You can record them.
Yeah.
So I'd say try to catch one. You just
want to start watching highlights.
Yeah.
But somebody did. This will be my last thing on this, and then we will move on.
Yes.
Somebody did say, they were like, "Does it suck that the U.S. women are out of the World Cup?" Yes. Like, absolutely. He's like, this was like a dad. He was like, I will say, like, my 6-year-old son just scored a goal for fun in our house and ran around saying he was Sophia Smith. And that's he's like, that just shows, like, the progress of the game. You know what I mean? So, like, it just shows the impact of it. So just honestly something I feel like to keep in mind with that. It's like, that's absolutely not what anybody wants. But you know what? It is what it is. Yeah. And they're still, like, they still make an impact. So yeah. So that's our rant on that, because we really haven't talked much about it because we recorded 2 weeks early.
Yeah,
we just talked about how we were obsessed with them. And yes, their fits were slaying, but it did start to mean less when they weren't slaying on the field.
Very true. Yeah, because they struggled to score, but
they did.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And time for our regular Messi update, and we'll keep this one brief because we already did so much soccer.
Yes.
He's still killing it. Just want to let you guys know. He now has 7 goals for Inter Miami. That's tied for the most.
He's only played in 4 games,
And
guys.
I was going to say, and that's from 4 games.
Which is crazy.
He's having silly fun right now.
Yeah, he's killing it.
So that's literally all I have to say is just like, cool.
Yeah, he just keeps doing him, which is great.
He just keeps doing him. In other news, we love when the sports and music culture collide.
Yeah.
And they did in maybe the most unique way.
Unexpected way, I would say.
Yeah, so Paramore went to perform in San Francisco. And who comes out to sing Misery Business?
With them.
Steph Curry.
The one and only. Which, like...
Say your thoughts.
I just... Honestly, good for him. Like, you go do your thing, and he, like, got into it and was, like, screaming at the top, belting
performing
at the top of his lungs, this song. And I just was like, at first I just laughed, but then thinking about him, like, I just didn't, like, pin him as a Paramore fan.
I honestly think he's just, like, a fun guy.
Which,
like, was just like, I'm gonna go have a blast.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because I'm pretty sure we were like a couple weeks ago, we're like, he made a hole in one. He's got the best shot. What can't he do? He can't sing, guys.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
He really can't.
He
but
cannot sing.
He was putting his heart into it.
That's what I was going to say. Honestly, to me, I love the, like, I don't care what anyone thinks.
Because it was not just the singing, the, like, head banging. Like, he was...
His heart and soul.
Was so into it. And it just was so funny.
No, it was literally so funny. So, shout out to just living
Steph
your
Curry,
best life, Steph Curry. And while we're talking about just some of the best athletes, Simone Biles is back, guys. We told you she was making her return to gymnastics. Let me make this quick for you. She returned in her first meet, and surprise, surprise, she killed it. She placed first on 3 of 4 events, on vault, bars, and floor, and she won the all-around. The all-around is where you take the 4 event scores and you add them all up. To put this in context for you again, just really quick, that makes that extends her unbeaten all-around streak to 10 years. She hasn't lost an all-around in 10 years. That's over 25 meets.
That's crazy. That's insane.
She's literally like 26 years old. That means every meet she's competed in since she was 16, she won.
Yeah.
It's so crazy,
guys. Oh my gosh. Also, just watching you go into, like, Kiki reporter mode was just so funny.
Thanks.
Like, it just flashed back to
our days together.
Yes, you going off about gymnastics, which I love.
No, guys, it's just crazy how much I love gymnastics. It's just insane. Also, I wanted to give a shout out because I love the, like, lifestyle side of things. Mm-hmm. And she had said, because people were like, so you're back, like, what about, so is the Olympics next and whatever? Like, they're asking her a bunch of questions, and she was like, she's like, my goodness, like, I get married and everyone's asking, when are you going to get pregnant? I come to this competition. People were like, are you going to the Olympics? And her point was kind of just like, you do one thing and people are always like, what's next? Or, oh, you must be doing this next. Yeah. And her point was like, that's just not how life works. Like, everybody kind of does their own thing, goes at their own pace. Let me do me. And I was like,
yeah, and, like, let her live in the moment for a second. Let her, like, soak in, like, all that she just accomplished.
And I think maybe in life we just need to not assume things of people.
Yeah.
Especially when people get married and they say, when are you having kids?
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm already getting that question, and I'm not even married yet.
To me, it's insensitive.
Yeah.
Like, some people can't have kids or are waiting for specific reasons. Or I'm just like, it is literally none of your business.
Yeah.
You're not even married. Why are people talking about you having a baby?
You know?
Like, if you wanted to, you could, but you're not bringing it up to them. They're bringing it up to you.
My response is, I need to get married first.
You're like, hello, let me move at my own pace. I just love that she said that because literally, yes.
Let her do her.
Let her do her. Let everybody do themselves,
also,
honestly.
I just wanted to give a shout out to her husband, Jonathan Owens.
Yes.
Because he, like, came out and, like, talked about his initial reaction to her, like, doing all this crazy stuff. And he goes, quote, I sprinted in right out of a family night to go check my phone and check out the scores. I'm in here screaming and guys are like, what's going on? And I'm like, man, my lady, she just won it. She killed it. I was super excited.
Of course he was.
Of course he was. But also I just love that, like, man. Like, shout out to him. Like, the ultimate hype man. He's just, like, so happy for her, and I love that.
I literally love that. No, that's amazing. Couple goals.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, remember, he is an NFL player.
Yes.
This is an athlete couple.
Yes.
Your quick NFL bullet points on what's going on. It is preseason.
Yes.
Which means they're holding, like, camps that people can go and watch.
Yeah, a lot of training camps. There's the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. So, are things you should know about for training camps. Travis Kelce, the one who shot his shot. Yes.
Yes.
Travis Kelce, we've talked about him. We've talked about his mom. We've talked about his brother.
The podcast that they have.
Together. Travis Kelce, the one who shot his shot with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And she was basically like, I don't talk to people before shows. That one. Also, he threw a punch at practice.
Yes.
That's wild.
Got heated.
That's kind of football. That's my take on it.
Yeah. And, like, they're passionate.
They're passionate. And he said, like, I shouldn't have done that, whatever.
Yeah. He apologized. It's fine. Also, his mic'd up was really funny.
So I'd say, if you want to know what's going on with Travis Kelce, let's just wait to see if Taylor Swift ever says anything about him.
Yeah.
She is recently single, so maybe she just wants her own time.
Yeah.
Which I do respect that. Know that he threw a punch, apologized, and has a funny mic'd up.
And is rocking the stash.
Oh my gosh, that's true. I'm not a stash fan.
I'm not either. But his personality, it, like, kind of matches.
It does fit, but when I saw it, I was like, maybe Josh Allen is more attractive.
Yes.
Because people love Josh Allen, and I've kind of been like, really? Josh Allen seems like normal to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'd see him walking down the street.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's
very
just a side note.
Another thing, a little girl.
Yeah, so like we told you, fans can go to these practices and stuff sometimes.
You can get, like, stuff signed, pictures taken. Sometimes, like, the athletes will come over and do that. And this girl had a random things sign at the Commanders preseason camp. And
it was a prank. It was like a prank. She was seeing how much she could get signed.
Yeah, and, like, what they're willing to, the most random things that they were willing to sign. So, like, the girl had, like, a head of lettuce or, like, a toaster.
I think she had, like, literally like a baking bowl or something like that.
To see if they would, like, sign it.
And guess what? They all signed it.
Yeah.
Shout out to
troopers,
them.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I would
so
be like,
funny.
What is happening here? But
so funny. Also of note, we kind of talked about the quarterback show a little bit. That's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch more of it. I haven't finished.
Yeah. I haven't finished. I watched part of it on the plane to Florida.
Yeah.
And it was, like, right when we were about to land. So, like, I stopped. Like, I think I had, like, 10 minutes left in the first episode. So I started it. But it's gonna, like, it's something I want to watch, but it's not, like, grabbing my attention like I've
heard it's so good. I've only watched a little bit, but I am excited.
But I feel like I need to, like,
give it a shot. Yeah. That's how a lot of shows are. You got to keep watching. Well, they announced that next year they're gonna do Joe Burrow as one of the quarterbacks,
and which would be we're filming currently.
Yes, which will be an interesting storyline because he just hurt his calf.
Yeah, he just was
his
injured.
Calf, right? I think it was his calf.
I think so.
Yeah,
a leg injury of some sort.
Yeah,
and he's gonna be out for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have to keep tabs on that. I hope he doesn't have a terrible season and is cursed because we all know that he's doing the Netflix documentary. But also, it can't be like you're cursed because hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Okay, so I just realized also we didn't tell you guys, like, what our segment is for today.
Yes.
And today we're doing breakups in the sports world.
And we're tying this in because...
there's a reason we're bringing this up.
Because another football, but this time we're talking college football. There's been some huge breakups in college football that are going to, like, change the course of not just football, but college athletics. Hear me out. We're not talking people. We are talking teams breaking away from their conferences. And if you don't know,
break it down, Sarah.
College athletics is split up into conferences. Usually they're based on regions. So there's SEC, and then the top 5 conferences that are the biggest, make the most money, are the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, ACC, and the Pac-12. And recently, a lot of teams are going where the best money is and the best like TV deals are for games broadcast.
That's what it comes down to.
And
because of that,
the Pac-12 has kind of fallen apart because they have been struggling to sign a TV deal with a big name, and teams kind of got sick of it. And it started last year. USC and UCLA announced that they were leaving the Pac-12 for the 2024-2025 season.
Yeah, so they do these things like in advance.
Yes. Yes, so like they have to give notice. They can't just up and leave.
They can't be like, we're gone. Like they have schedules in place.
Right, as of right now, all these teams are in the Pac-12 for this upcoming season. But starting next year, USC and UCLA are going to the Big Ten.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yes. And Oregon and UW kind of followed most recently, like last week, after there were still no media rights deals signed by the Pac-12, and they were just kind of sick of waiting. Also, Colorado left. Oregon, Colorado, and UW all left. Colorado's going to the Big Ten. Oregon and UW to the, or Big 12, Oregon and UW to the Big 10. It's getting confusing.
Utah to the Big 12 too.
Yes, and then after that, Utah, Arizona, and ASU all followed.
Yeah.
So if you're not keeping track, sorry, that was a lot.
There's a lot of teams. What you need to know is you hear someone rant about it, just related to a breakup, honestly. These teams were in a healthy relationship with their conference.
Yeah.
Their conference wasn't treating them right by getting their TV deals done. Okay? They weren't taking them out to nice dinners.
Yes.
They weren't giving them the love and attention that they needed and deserved.
Yeah, the security really was a come down to. There was no security coming from the Pac-12, and they were sick of it.
And you got to know when enough is enough, and they said, we've had enough. We won't find someone else who's going to treat us right, and that's what they've done.
They really have. They deserved... They realized they deserved better because they are good teams. All of these are super quality teams that felt like they deserved and could get more from a relationship, and so they dipped.
So they did, and now they're going to be wined and dined and treated right. I will say, I do, like, as a side note, I hope the sports like women's soccer, who now have to travel so far on a Thursday and a Saturday because that's the days they play, or like, I don't know, I'm like volleyball or like other teams, softball.
All the like Olympic sports.
All the Olympic sports, I really
don't have the same funding that like football and basketball have.
They don't. Guys, it's actually crazy. Like football and basketball are like living the high life, flying chartered. These teams literally like are flying commercial. Like you can catch them at the airport going through security.
If there's a delay.
There's screwed. Honestly. And it takes so much longer because think about whenever you travel to the airport. Yeah. You have to drive way in advance, get there way early. You don't know what the lines are going to be like. Yeah. It does get delayed. So I will say, those are, to me, it shouldn't be like this, but it's like the children of the divorce. Yeah, like what? So like true. They're treated differently. And where do they go?
She's saying like they're traveling so far because before, like I said, it's regional. So like a lot of the Pacific Coast teams all played on the Pacific Coast. Now that's being like intermixed. Yeah, and a lot of the schools they're going to be playing against are like Midwest, East, even all the way over to the East Coast, like Northwest. It's
actually pretty crazy. So I am hoping that like something is figured out for them in specific. So. On the note of breakups, Sarah and I were talking about breakups, and we're like, this could tie into sports celebrity couple breakups. Yeah. And we've talked about
We've touched on a few of these, but we wanted to like run through.
We want to just run through them because even though we've touched on them, we mainly talk about the good things. We're like, this beautiful couple, they're the best or whatever. Yeah. But guys, there's been some tough times.
Ugly times.
Straight up ugly times.
Yeah. They've been rough.
So we're going to run you guys through some of these for fun. We're just going to hit the bullet points because we honestly could do a deep dive into each of these. Yeah. But maybe we do that another day.
Yeah, maybe another day. Ain't nobody got time for that
today. Truly, like, guys, we started late today.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle. Traffic was bad. Took me a sec to get here.
It's okay. So we won't be, not that, like, I don't want you guys to think like traffic changes our episode. It doesn't. We already had it planned that it was going to be quick.
Yes.
But now it really is. Okay, so let's talk about it. The biggest, I feel like the first breakup that comes to everyone's mind.
Yeah.
That should come to everyone's
Very
mind.
iconic one, yeah.
Very, very iconic. Tom and Giselle.
Yep.
Tom Brady, man.
It was also super recent, where some of these were a little earlier.
So this one was more recent, and I think because they were this iconic couple that were married for 13 years. They have 3 children. 2 of them they had together. 1 was from, like, Tom Brady's previous relationship. They were, like, this picture-perfect, happy family, beautiful couple.
Yeah, really goals.
And, you know, we're not going to go, like, so deep into this because we've said this a million times, but we probably will do a spinoff episode on it at some point. But this was wild.
Yeah.
It was not one I think that people saw coming. And at the end of the day, we all know what happened. Giselle wanted him to retire. He said he was going to. He told the world he retired. Mm-hmm. He came back for an extra year. It caused issues.
Also, there was, like, rumors of infidelity.
It's heavy, guys.
So there was a lot there. And I think, obviously, we don't see everything behind closed doors. But to me, it felt like it fell apart so quick.
Same.
Like, it happened so fast.
For like, us, the public, it really was just, like, jump scare. Like, it was jolting. Yeah. Like, jarring. It was crazy. Yeah. And just
unexpected.
Just so unexpected. And I think especially because there still seems to be, like, a lot of, like, love and respect there.
Yes, because they do want to, like, be there for their family, and the kids are, like, the priority, which I love.
Which I love, too. So I do respect the way that, like, it's going on. And I think they really try. I think the reason it felt so public so quick is I think they really did try to keep it private as much as possible, which is impressive.
Yeah.
I think that's obviously the way to do it.
For sure.
But that's the first one we got to talk about because it's the first one that's going to come to everyone's mind. Yeah, and there's just so much more there. Were you just, if there were teams, were you team Tom Brady or team Giselle?
I would probably say a little more team Giselle, just because I felt like the way that Tom Brady handled everything was, like, not great.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like, it's not okay to be, you know, unfaithful. But, like, also, there's just so much there. But I would say I lean more towards her.
If he was faithful and they were faithful to each other, I kind of lean Tom Brady, and I will probably get a lot of hate for that. But because I'm just, like, not that he's in the right, but because I feel like they should have known each other well enough to know that he's, like, psycho at his craft. Yeah. And, like, when you marry him, you kind of got to know you're going to be second to football, which is sad and not fair to her. But I would have thought that she knew that.
Yeah. I think it's just because he said he was giving it up. And it was like, psych, I'm coming back. But, like, it's just so, like,
the goats are
messy.
Psycho.
Yeah.
They're psycho. Like, think about The Last Dance. Yeah. You're like, what goes on in your mind?
Yeah.
So I just feel like, but honestly, it depends on the day for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Because
I also
love Giselle. I've followed her on Instagram for forever. She's beautiful and amazing, and I love her. Anyways. One that a couple that broke up for sure due to infidelity.
Yes.
Shakira and Piqué. So Piqué, soccer player, played for Barcelona. Shakira, Latina pop icon. I'm obsessed with her.
Yes. Hips Don't Lie is literally a theme song.
I literally wish I was Shakira. Okay? They were together for 11 years.
Not married, but together for 11 years. Have 2 kids.
Also that's very common in, like, Latin culture. Yes. Is to just be together, have kids, and not be married.
She was very outspoken about the fact that, like, marriage scared her, and she didn't feel like they needed that title to be together.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. It's a different culture. Yeah. They're not, like, that happens a lot.
Yeah. So, they were together for 11 years, split up in June of 2022.
This one still is.
Yeah.
Keep going. I don't know if I can make it through this, but yeah, keep going.
And then issues started with he wasn't happy with her lack of like punctuality and like time management, and work was like her life. Infidelity was involved.
He cheated on her.
Yeah, and
I feel
because she wasn't there all the time, he was waiting up late for her. Apparently that led to him being unfaithful.
BS, okay?
Yeah.
I feel like that is a bunch of excuses.
Oh, yeah.
Own up to what
Not
you did.
an excuse.
Her work is her life. Of course it is. Where have you been the last 11 years?
Yeah.
She's a icon.
Yeah.
Like, hello? I
Yeah.
just, also, when I read this, I am just like, if you are going to cheat on Shakira, nobody in this world is safe.
Yeah.
Shakira? I am so passionate about this.
I was not ready for this. I did not know you were this passionate about this, but
I'm
here for it.
genuinely so passionate about this.
Yeah.
I love Shakira. She's awesome. And to me, I loved them together. I love them together. My family is a Barca fandom family. We just are. So them together, I was always like, oh, such a beautiful couple. And then all of a sudden he just cheats on her. I was like,
yeah,
okay. And now I think he's still dating that chick. He posted his first picture with her like 6 months ago. And I was like, that's right. You better turn off the comments because you know everybody's going to be up here in the comments.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it was like limited comments or something dumb. But I am passionate about this. And I just am like, no woman is safe.
Yeah.
This is why, honestly, people who get cheated on, and I probably sound I've not been cheated on, so maybe this is like, I'm saying this from like a loving place though, not a place of like judgment at all. But I think anyone who gets cheated on, it's not about them.
No.
That's what it's not ever about them.
The person who gets cheated on.
Yeah, it's not about the person that gets cheated on. It's not that they're like not pretty enough.
It's about the person who cheated.
It's about the person who cheated because there's just you can go about it differently.
Yeah.
And I love Shakira.
Yeah. And just to go off of that, love her so much. In October 2022, after they broke up, she released a song about the breakup. And she does mention the cheating in there too. But I also thought it was interesting. She mentioned, it's in Spanish, but in English, it's suddenly you were no longer the same. You left me because of your narcissism. You forgot what we were one day.
And the song is so creative. Guys, go, what's it called? We need to look up the name of the song. Look it up right now. It's so creative. The first time I listened to it, because I'm a Shakira fan, people were like, oh, she released this song. It's about Piqué. She uses his name.
What the heck?
As
monotonia?
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Let me, Shakira, I'm sorry, song. So basically she does this thing where she basically says like pique in it, but it's translated to mean, what is it translated to mean?
We really should have. I should have done more research. I'm so sorry.
No. I'm trying to remember how it's a diss song about him and it's throwing shade at him, and she just like switched the lyrics so that she warped it to like make it sound like she's just straight up saying his name. And the first time I heard it, my jaw was to the floor. Yeah. So go listen to the song and you'll experience the same thing.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I love her for it, and the fact that she was so like sly with all the jabs in it and things like that was just man, you really might think twice after, like, he should think twice after hearing that song.
Did you also hear that she was, like, living next to his mom?
No.
Yeah. Shakira's just, like, working on a song, blasting it about, honestly, his mom's probably like, yeah, sorry, he sucks. Yeah. I would be like that. I would totally be like that. Yeah. Anyway, so I am passionate about that one. I'm not as passionate about these next ones, I'll be honest.
I can run through them really quick.
You run me through them. These are our Kardashians with athletes.
I just have friends. My sister's super into the Keeping Up with the Kardashians. My best friend is. So, like, I watched a few of the episodes that talk about all of these. But I did bring out some bullet points. First of all, we're just going to get the most, like, normal one out of the way. Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker were dating. Devin Booker is a basketball player.
Phoenix Suns.
And Also, the Kardashians, Jenners are known to date
Athletes,
basketball stars,
yeah,
whatever you have it.
Particularly.
But it came down to apparently their schedules just didn't line up. They broke up over that, and they're like still super cordial. And it was just for her being like a reality TV star, and like all of their family always has drama. It was just so like
it was so non-drama.
Yeah, and it was very like they just went different ways.
Their whole relationship was low-key. It did make me sad because I really liked their vibes. I felt like their vibes really matched.
Yeah.
Are her and Bad Bunny still together?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But there was also that.
They kind of, I didn't realize, I'm like, from far away at the right angles, Bad Bunny and Devin Booker have a lot of similarities.
Yeah, and that's been brought up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So.
But they broke up and it was no drama, and I respect them for that. Yeah. And I do wish that they were still together because, again, I just liked their vibes.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
It is what it is, yeah.
These next ones I really...
So much drama.
Too much drama to really get into. We'll just tell you the bullets.
Yeah. Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian, if you didn't know, they've been on again, off again. They have a child together.
Yeah.
In 2016, they started dating. They had their child in 2018. And 2 days before their daughter was born, rumors broke of Tristan cheating on her. And, like, it caused all these issues.
Like, I'll say it, scum of the earth.
Yeah, really, he's a terrible person.
Like, 2 days before your daughter's born, you cheat, scum of the earth.
And it wasn't just that. It turns out he'd been cheating on her with multiple different women throughout her pregnancy. And the main drama of, like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians was he was spotted making out with Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordan Woods, in 2019 at a party.
Yeah, this went wild.
Yeah, and it was just, like, people, like, the threats were out for Jordan Woods. It kind of ruined her career and like her everything for her. And it was like a serious thing that happened. So much drama. They called it quits obviously after that, but since then have been like dating, not dating, dating, not dating.
Truthfully, like, one word, toxic.
Yeah, toxic and messy.
Toxic and messy. Eek.
Anyways, the next one.
We're going to go back in time for this one.
Yeah, this one's a while ago. We're throwing it back to 2010 when Kim Kardashian started dating Chris Humphries, and it was a quick one. They started dating in 2010, they got married in 2011, and they divorced 72 days later. That, like, goes down for one of the quickest marriages.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
This is why you get married.
Yeah, and there was rumors he was trying to, like, annul it and citing that there was fraud because she just did it as a publicity stunt. She filed, took legal action to file the divorce. It went on, it dragged on through 2013 when they finally, like, settled, and he just, like, settled because he was over all of it.
The drama, it's just too much. They get married too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they do. Because then the whole Kanye thing happened. And we don't have to get into that.
The way it's just like it's just a lot.
Yeah. Whirlwind.
A couple I actually did like together was J-Lo and A-Rod.
Yeah.
And J-Lo, again, another Latina pop star, and
love her.
A-Rod.
On the floor, another one of my jams.
A-Rod, former baseball player, and they just, like, were together, like, and then all of a sudden they just weren't together.
Yeah.
This is another one where it wasn't, like,
it wasn't super dramatic.
Yeah.
It was very cordial, and all of a sudden they just announced, like, via, I think it was social media, that they decided they would be better off as just friends, that they were officially splitting for the sake of their family.
Yeah.
And it was due to, like, J-Lo just ultimately wasn't happy because there was a lot of unresolved issues.
Yeah.
Another one that was, like, very behind closed doors. Like, we didn't see what was going on. But, like, also... from what I heard was just kind of, they quit. And
they just were like, this isn't it anymore. And then she started dating Ben Affleck right after. And I'm like, okay, I know y'all have history, but I would have loved to see J-Lo single and thriving personally. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Because I, again, love her.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to end with one that just in a weird way shook my childhood.
Yeah, I don't even, as a kid, you don't even comprehend everything that's happening, but I remember hearing about this.
Why did it like, why did it change everything to me as a child knowing that Tiger Woods cheated on his wife?
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I remember this, and it would, like, shocked everyone.
Do you remember?
Because
do you remember the jokes?
Yeah.
Is there one joke that comes to your mind?
No, but I remember, like, there's so much talk.
There was literally a joke that was, I'm just going to say it. That was, what's the difference between Tiger Woods and Santa? Santa stops after 3 hoes.
I don't remember that one.
I remember that one. That one got around. And
I was like, that's something.
First of all, we don't call women hoes here.
Yes.
But I was like, I remember that as a child and being like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he was, like, such an icon, and people, like, built him up so high that it felt like he couldn't do anything to,
couldn't do anything wrong.
Wrong.
And if you guys, seriously, if you're interested in this, which, because it really did feel like, it felt like the craziest thing as a kid. I don't know why every child, I feel like, remembers this, but it was wild. If you're interested in it, go watch a documentary about it on HBO Max. It's about Tiger Woods and, like, his whole life, and this one is not proved by the Woods family, but it's, like, pretty legit because of that. The reason he, like, they, like, strategically made him this, like, icon. Yeah. Where, like, squeaky clean, nothing wrong. So this one, there's too much to go into here.
It's like you have a lot of bullets.
There's too much to go into here. But, like, let me just paint a picture for you. It's 2009. He's, like, peak of his career. He just became the first athlete to reach $1 billion, to earn $1 billion just within, like, from prize money and sponsorships. Has the perfect image. And then all of a sudden, his wife, Eileen Nordigan, starts noticing, picking up on some hints, and is like, okay, I think Tiger is cheating on me. So it all kind of went wild. She chased him out of the house with a golf club after learning.
Ironically.
Yes. Well, I'm sure they have a lot lying around. And because she had heard he had, like, months long of an affair with, and her name is, like, very known. And I say that, I'm like, how do I pronounce her last name? I can't remember.
And it's Eileen.
Eileen. What did I say?
Eileen. But it's okay.
Okay. So sorry.
No.
Eileen. Thank you. A very iconic name. Guys, I mentioned it a lot in the documentary, so excuse me on that. But, he was said to be having an affair with, like, a New York City nightclub hostess. Her name was Rachel. I think it's Uchittle. And it was, like, first it was dropped by the National Enquirer. It happened months after their son had just been born. Tiger Woods, like, basically tried to cover it up, had, like, the mistress and his wife talk on the phone and be like, act like it's fine. And then, like, his wife, like, took his phone when he was asleep, texted her. It just ended up being, like, this huge mess where all of a sudden it started, like, crumbling. Multiple women were coming forward, like, well, I slept with Tiger Woods too. And basically,
it all came crashing down.
Because it was, like, within months that women were like, oh, yeah, I've been sleeping with him. And it was like, oh, this is dating back to the past 8 years that he's been with his wife. So eventually he did own up and apologize about it, which is good. Yeah. Because it's wrong. But it was just, like, toxic again, and messy. Whole thing was toxic and messy and honestly just sad. Like, they had the kid, and
it was so in the spotlight. Like, everything going on was right front and center. Like, there was no hiding anything, which is hard for, like, a family and specifically the child to, like, process.
Yeah. So. It was great. It was honestly crazy. So apparently Elin and Tiger are, like, cool and friends now, which I'm like, man, that's crazy. Time must have just, like, passed. Because, like I said, that was, like, 2009-ish.
You grow as a person.
You grow as a person. You probably don't care anymore.
People
but, like,
change.
Yeah.
Some people say no, like, cheaters never change. Maybe he hasn't changed in that way, but they've gotten to a place.
They've grown and decided to be
where they can be
together. Yeah. So, anyways, if you're interested in that, definitely go watch the HBO documentary. They have, like, the main mistress in it, and she talks about it. And
women tells all.
like straight up. When I saw it at first, when she popped in, I was like, is that his ex-wife? It's like, oh no, that is the mistress. And she is telling us
all the tea.
All the dirty details. And there's like footage to support this. So it is really crazy. Shook my childhood for some reason. And you know what? Hopefully he's changed. He's iconic.
Yeah.
Great at golf. And maybe we just don't follow his example in relationships.
Yeah, if you learned anything, be faithful.
Straight up, be faithful. Too many of these relationships ended because from cheating. And they were all the men who cheated. Come on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, that was like a lot. That was a lot of deep and heavy things. We're going to end
with our uplifting thing. Yes. Uplifting women's highlight.
Yes. So another thing that's going on right now is the CrossFit competitions, and they crown a fittest man and a fittest woman on earth.
Yeah.
And for the first time in 6 years, CrossFit has a new female champion. Her name is Laura Horvath. Laura Horvath. Yes. And she earned the fittest woman on earth title after competing in the 2023 No Bull CrossFit Games. Which is crazy because there was one, I didn't put her name down, but one person had won, one female had won for the past 6 years. And she finally was able to defeat her after taking second place in her debut in 2018. And then since then, she finished 4 times on the podium. And so now she's finally on top. So hard work pays off. If you learned anything, and you can be a strong woman and still be like, she's so confident in who she is as a person.
She is.
We will probably, I'm going to put up like the clip from her interview where she just like talks about how she like loves herself, loves her body, and wants women to do the same.
Yeah.
And like she like dropped a little like Barbie like
reference. If you like Barbie, don't hate on it. It's the principle of it that she was getting at. We know Barbies come in all shapes and sizes now.
Yes.
But they didn't used to.
Yeah. And she was just saying like, I like don't have to look like Barbie to like love myself and love my my body.
Yeah.
So I thought it was fun. I thought it was cute. And shout out to her
for just killing it, honestly. I heard she like beat some of the men too.
Yeah.
Like a decent amount of them. So
she's killing it. We love a strong
woman.
Yep.
And that's what we'll say because all the men we talked about cheated. Not all of them. But a lot of them did. So way to go, ladies. We're staying
strong.
We're staying strong in our relationships, in our sport. No, just kidding. But like actually, stay loyal. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, this was so fun. Maybe one day we'll do like a part 2 of this or like go more in depth, but we had a lot of fun coming up with this, so hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you can be so kind to leave us a nice review.
Yes.
Tell us what you subscribe to us. You can leave a comment on YouTube. You can
follow us on Instagram because we will be posting
pictures, we're gonna post the things
and messy detail, like the messy pictures. Maybe not all of them, but just all the deets about the different couples we talked about and some of the other things we highlighted. So be sure to follow us at Calling the Shots Pod on Instagram.
Yep. And that's all we've got for you on Calling
the Shots.
We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.